And we're back with Division 1, HeroesLounge.gg, Kamelasha, whatever, however it's pronounced. People told me, I forgot it again, against the Geilen banger. On the left, in our best of 3 on map number 1, we have the blue team with Baby Houdini on Malthael, Herath on Medivh, Bloodcool on Hanzo, Chinatown is playing Johanna, and we got Sonic on Anna. To the right side of the map, the Geilen banger with Death Knight on Brightwing, Darkmorg, Whoop on Kerrigan. We have Hazops on Falstad, Cure playing his European account Cringe Kid and playing Blaze, and Swamgrotta on Diablo. Alright, always happy to cast those Division 1 games. There's, first of all, of course, a lot of players playing that you also have in the big tournaments, but we get some players that don't join most of the regular big cups. And it's already awesome to have Cure here, who's playing cross-server on the European server for this, so he's shooting the shit a little bit with some of his friends here in the Nexus. And then we get Darkmorg, who is obviously a former pro player as well, but doesn't really participate in the tournament scene anymore. But at least for the amateur scene here, these guys are joining up together, having some fun, and it's just awesome to see him on some of the heroes like Kerrigan again. And they're getting, right from the get-go, a kill against the Angel of Death, which is pretty awesome. I gotta say that Darkmorg in particular was always fun in the pro scene, because for the longest time Darkmorg was always known as that assassin guy that was a total inter, since nobody could keep him alive. He would just always go face, go deep, and so many teams were annoyed and saying, hey, he's too aggressive, we can't play with this guy. And then he finally found his team and some supports that could keep up with him, and all of a sudden he turned into an absolute melee beast. And his Illidan back in the days, but also other characters, were absolutely terrifying. And he would just always go ham. And you had people like Splendor and others keeping him alive there. And he's just totally popped off. So it was pretty awesome to see his journey back in the day. Obviously, since then a lot has changed, but we still get him in an environment here at HeroesLounge. So all good times. The teams that you're seeing here are all in the top of the ranking right now. So there's a bit of a battle going. This is an environment, a competitive scene where there's no prize money on the line. So a lot of the teams, they compete for fun. They want to play with friends. They want to play with some team members or some players that usually play on other teams in the big prize money competitions. But everybody still wants to win here and wants to walk away being the champion of the season. With Falstad added to the mix, the red team, they have a global aspect that they can use later on in the game to control the side lanes. But already, a lot of rotational plays being executed by the Geilen bangers. They're moving topside with Kerrigan again, putting a bit of additional pressure on Malthael in particular. Medivh, of course, somebody that we have to watch out for, played by Herath here, and we have him on 4 stacks on the baseline. As usual, we are going to keep a close eye on it, just to see if he can complete it or if the red team is able to take him down before that happens. The quick rotations are ongoing and they're invading the camp, and Cure gets caught here, even with the help of Brightwing. I'm not sure if they can get the camp back, but now the Kerrigan is here, there's actually a chance. So they're jumping in, Falstad arrives too, they're trying to zone them off the point, and it's a big battle, and Malthael dies again. Nice rotation from the red team. The Germans and Cure, they're doing work and they're locking in a 3rd kill. I really like the way that the blue team was trying to attack it though. It was a good move and it nearly worked for them too. If they can get a cheeky kill on Blaze, for example, it's a whole different ball game. But since Cure survived at the initial attack and then they could turn it around with everybody jumping in just in time to safeguard the point, they are now massively ahead. Not only do they have the level lead and the extra talent, but in addition to that, they're the only team that has a camp pushing through the top lane. But the talent lead and the experience lead in particular are obviously a big advantage that they're now utilizing to getting the first objective. I highly doubt that the blue team has a chance of bringing this back. They're already 20 behind. They're barely locking in the level 7 talent. The only thing that could really win them the first Punisher would be to get multiple kills here now. It's the only thing. They can't play the catch-up game anymore. They're already way too far behind. They're trying to collapse onto Darkmorg, but Brightwing is ready immediately. And now we have the Punisher about to be taken. It's an Arcane Punisher this time. The attack's still going on. There could be a proc on the jump in just a moment. Punisher, does he want a piece of the action? Jojo at the front, there's the portal, there's the stun, and the Punisher coming in deep. Double kill again, Jojo and Medivh both dead, and that's 5 kills to 0. Yeah, I gotta say, the blue team, you know, they took a risk. When they went for the camp, they took a risk and it backfired. So now there is potential that this game, the first game of this best-of-3 series, is gonna snowball a little bit. But those are sometimes the risks that you need to take. And if they work out for you, then you are the one that has a very good start and a leg up at the beginning of the game. But as it stands now, the first Punisher results in the first fort being destroyed. Harrigan is already down at the bottom of the map, pushing this out further. We have topside, the Punisher still doing a bit of damage, but here in the middle, the Geilen have used all that freedom and extra space to move in and start to destroy the wall, take the gate down, get some vision, and put additional pressure on Medivh, who already died twice. Malthael, talking about dying, the angel of death that is doing a lot of dying here, so he is down. The problem obviously is that there's now a 2-level gap between the two teams with 6 kills to 0. They're looking pretty brutal. And yeah, this is currently a 2-level advantage with a level 10 ability that they have over the opponent's team that they can now use to ruthlessly attack every single point of the game. They can take the camps, they can go for additional structures, drop into the middle maybe again and start to take that wall down. So yeah, there's a lot going on for them. And they are doing just absolutely fantastic here. So things are looking really good for the team in red in this first game. And they should be pretty happy with how things are going. Tons of momentum for them, and it's just brutal. They're diving in again for Medivh, and I think he's not going to make it. They're cutting his path of retreat off. He's trying to get out in the bird form, but he loses his stacks once more. And talking about losing things, they also lost the fort in the middle. Obviously, there's pretty much nothing that the blue team can do until they have their own level 10. They won't be able to fight back here without heroic abilities. They need to wait for those. And this is exactly what they're currently doing. So the entire map is firmly in the hands of the red team. But yeah, for now, they at least lock in the heroic ability. So they're slowly getting there. Maybe an opportunity to fight back on the next objective. And I mean, to be totally fair, it's gonna be really tricky since the experience lead that we have for the Geilen is pretty severe, and it will eventually and very quickly result in another talent advantage. So there's probably gonna be a little bit of a Hail Mary move from the boys on the left side eventually, just an attempt to try and bring this back. Hanzo is teasing with his level 10. Could be the meme strike. And we also, on top of that, by the way, have the Tormented Souls. So we're going to get the nano boosted Malthael with Tormented Souls. It's going to be the play that they're looking for. And it is the arrow. So they're going arrow, they're going to look for the stun. Going to try and lock that in whenever they get a chance here. Meantime, top side, are they going to try and make a play here? Arrow is out. Nice stun, but they have to follow up on it. And I don't think they can, not with the bunker out. So they're a bit desperate at this point, but you can't really blame them. Nice shield though. Nice shield against Kerrigan. The problem is that there was no follow-up, and instead it's Jojo becomes the target. Very good move by Medivh to save her for a bit longer, but eventually she still gets taken down. Level 13 is now ready. Hazu with the angle and their gust trying to help the team to get another kill, and they do. Anna is down, and Malthael gets taken before Falstad falls. Or so I thought, but the birdie's dead. Kill number 1. Congratulations. Blue team, they get a kill. They lose 1, they lose 2, but at least they're taking the birdie down. So there we go. Another quick move, this time for Medivh, and he dies again. Medivh down, the stacks lost, Malthael also eliminated, and the entire thing is playing out without Cure, who is already on the objective, working towards another Punisher for the boys in red. Yep, it is a bit of a slaughter. 12 kills to 1, 2.5 level lead, absolute domination here from the Geilen. They're clearly the favorite, though, in this series. I mean, we are looking at Hazorbs, we have Cure playing for them. Yeah, so it's a bit bananas. It's a great team, and obviously the earlier camp, which was one of the most crucial points in this game so far, tilted the scales very heavily in favor of the red team. It could have ended up the other way around if the blue team would have been able to get a kill and take the camp away from them. But with the Geilen Banger winning that fight and then snowballing it straight into the first objective, they just took the massive lead. And now with the talent disadvantage, it's a really tough place to be in for Kamelasa. So half a level to 16, but level 13 talents are finally in. The bottom 4 has nearly fallen. Here comes the attack towards the top as Jojo in particular is hoping to slow them down. She gets turned on, but Medivh was ready for it. Nice stun against Hanzo on the other hand. And just as Diablo comes out with the barbecue, we have the ley line interrupting it. But here comes Medivh. Nope, Malthael, Medivh too. But not enough. Hanzo is down first. Now the chase is on. Damage output of Malthael is still pretty solid. He's top damage in the game. He's currently at 33,000. And yeah, it's a bit bonkers. Mid lane, as you can tell, the wall, maybe even the keep is going to get destroyed here. We have a 3-level advantage by now for the red team. So they are pulling further and further ahead here. And they are about to take the first keep of the game down. So really nice moves that we're seeing from them. And with that, the way is open to the core. So they could try and make a play here to end the first game. If they can get another kill, it's definitely going to happen. The 3-level advantage gives them a huge stats boost already. And now with the... I mean, the Punisher is still alive. So yeah, they're going for the shield. I'm not quite sure if they can finish the job, but they're definitely starting to damage the core itself. Oh, if Brightwing falls, that could just be the end of this little push, and indeed it is. So now they're trying to rush away here, and maybe an opportunity finally for the blue team to turn this slightly around, get a couple of kills and close the gap. They take Kerrigan, and they want more. They go for Diablo. He's in trouble too, and he's not going to make it either. Svamgrotta buying a bit more time for the rest of the team. Hazu, careful, my friend. Even the ley line coming out. But Hanzo isn't done with him just yet. He's not able to get the shots fired though. Hazu with some really nice moves as he's trying to get away. We have 90% on the core of the blue team, but at least they were able to net themselves a few kills and close this gap in experience a little bit. So yeah, job well done. Still a lot of damage done by the red team. They did a ton here, and they're of course looking for a lot more, but we are in a spot where the blue team has at least hopes of drawing even in talents, so that they can think about fighting another battle and bringing this back just a little bit. They're going very, very quickly for Baby Houdini. The hope was, of course, to get Jojo a bit closer and allow her to help out, but she was not anywhere near the scene of the crime. The Angel of Death deaded again. 14 kills to 4. The next objective hasn't been announced yet, but another aggressive move from Diablo. Svamgrotta is moving to the front, hoping to catch the blue team again and maybe get a follow-up kill. Now that didn't quite happen, but Malthael at least is going to be back in time so that they can fight for the next objective, and I don't think that the Geilen Banger are going to have level 20 by the time that that happens. I mean, it might, but it should be announced soon, and it's 1.5 levels that they still have to bridge until they get their Storm Talents. Obviously, Medivh sitting at 11 stacks is nowhere near getting his own baseline quest completed, so that's not something that they are going to be able to rely upon, unfortunately, for them. But yeah, it's still going to be a 5 versus 5 on the next objective. We have Malthael back to business, so he respawned. But level 19 is now on the board, so they're getting closer and closer to the final talent, and that's really bad news for the blue team. Kamelasa, they have to try and now go for a fight, and they're trying to go for Diablo, and that's actually not too shabby. He walked straight into the bush there, takes a lot of damage, but can they take him down? I doubt it a bit, but oh, nice! Here comes the hit and the kill. The arrow didn't connect with anything, but they get Dibbles and they get Brightwing, so now it's a double kill, and the blue team is in a really interesting position now. They still have to take care of all of these lanes that are pushing against their keeps and core, but with 2 heroes dying on the red team side, there is now a chance to go for the next objective. The shrine is activating in 4 seconds, and this is a really interesting one. Now Jojo is getting attacked as she's trying to rotate towards the top, but taking her down here is going to be more than a little bit tricky. And we are likely going to see the first objective for the boys in blue. I like it. Job well done. This could have definitely been a lot worse for them here, but they're now trying to bring it back a little bit. problem is that Jojo is still being attacked, but with the help of the ley line, they can save her. Medivh was doing his best to ensure that she doesn't fall. And with Joanna still alive, they cannot deal with the top lane pressure. Frozen Punisher has been taken down at the bottom of the map. Now keep in mind, not a single fort has been destroyed on the side of the red team. So they're still fighting for all of this. West shield is out. Kerrigan trying to engage again at the side here, even moving over towards Medivh now. Another quick hit and he dies. They're trying the counter kill and they get it on Brightwing. The Fruit Fly back to business, only to get eliminated a second later. Falstad making his way out. Still a 4 versus 4 battle, and level 20 talents on already. The kill on Anna. Hanzo jumping out, and Falstad gets killed, but so does Hanzo. Another barbecue play against Jojo. She's able to move out of the harm's way for just a moment, but then dies regardless. Malthael, on the other hand, is starting to pop off a little bit and gets the kill on Cure. Baby Houdini holding the keep. As bot side, the Frozen Punisher is doing her work. Coming in, taking one down, first structure eliminated. As catapults that are slowly getting escorted over. But we still have the blue team fighting for level 20. So Baby Houdini is still trying to do his best to at least take these catapults down. And as long as he's completing that task, he might give them a chance. He's in real trouble though. But we at least have Medivh back to business. The Winions are dropping the hit points on the core on the other hand. Now it's down to 84%. But they are again pulling it off. They're pulling it off once more. They're saving their top keep and they're getting to level 20. So it's actually really well done. So very interesting situation. Even the bottom keep now taking damage on the side of the Geilen banger. But when we're looking over towards the damage numbers, let's have a little bit of a look at what especially the Angel of Death is dropping. He's at 63,000. And they've been holding on to this game a lot longer than I thought. I mean, this spiraled out of control right at the beginning of the game. And they were able to just keep things going until now, where they have even talents with their opponents. They are still 9 kills behind, but I gotta say, there is a chance that they are... I mean, they need to win a team fight on the next objective and then go through the middle. They can still bring this back. I'm not saying it's easy. Obviously, the red team is ahead in this game. But now they have a fighting chance. And that's pretty big. So, off we go. Another quick hit coming right here. We have some Grotta getting pushed back. Yep. They're trying again for Malthael. Ult so far not used on either side. Everybody is just waiting this out a little bit. 47,000 damage by Dark Mock on Kerrigan. It's kind of a fun one. Nano Infusion. We got the Blinded by the Light. And now, of course, Falstad really pays off because he can control the bot lane very easily. He has a really good position here that he can use to just fly in, but always control the side lane, make sure that the keep doesn't take damage through these camps. And look how passive he plays it. Until they had vision of the blue team's heroes in the middle, he didn't risk anything here. But now he might have to join the fight. Falstad flying in. Barbecue has started. Diablo already up with it. And oh, baby Houdini, the hero of the last defense, gets caught and killed. Anna in trouble too. Not sure that she's gonna make it, even with the ley line being used to assist her. In comes Brightwing, and that is the end of the granny. Yep, that is not looking good at all for the team on the left. They are about to lose another keep topside. They're currently playing a 5 versus 4. And they're losing the camp too. Now there is still a catapult at the bottom of the map. The keep has taken a bit more damage. I don't think that it's really threatened since the minions... Well, actually, there is another minion wave coming, so maybe... Yeah, okay, Falstad is here now. I was about to say, if everybody's pinned down at the top, then there's a chance that the catapult is getting a few more shots in. But that's not the case. So they don't have Anna without the support, without the healer. Very little chance that we're going to see them fight for this. But it's going to be close. I mean, 18 seconds for the Shrine to activate, 18 for Anna to come back. So she should be able to help the team out in the next fight as long as they don't lose anybody else in that time frame. But yep, here we go. We got still the ults ready, which is big, of course. Nano boosted Malthael ult could be great, but they gotta get their shit together right now. And here we are. Ana is back. They can make the move. They have to win this fight. This is the one play that they still have. And they should make it as quickly as they can. Grandmaster is wasting their time a little bit more. And any second now we're going to see Malthael engage a Nano Infusion from Ana. And then the Tormented Souls. They're just waiting for a good opportunity here to make that play. Because it's the only one that they have. But Malthael gets already attacked. Body blocking Diablo a little bit. Arrow out. Hazu dodging it. Blessed Shield also dodged. Both of them dodged out. Arcane Punisher has been taken. Leyline is out. Medivh cheating. Jojo in trouble. Getting blocked as well. And the Mighty Gust used by Hazo just to make sure that everybody is surviving this. And the big thing is, of course, that Ana already used a Nano Infusion on Malthael. He didn't even pop his ult because the Gust was hitting him hard. So now he can still rely upon it, trying to buy them a bit of time. But he gets caught immediately by Darkmok, who is just... I mean, he's just showing off at this point. Showing off his Kerrigan skills once again. And with that, they're making the play for game number 1 in this best of 3 series at Division 1. 9 kills to 21. We're 20 minutes into it, and what an opening game into this best of 3 series of Division 1. The Geilen banger making the plays, going for victory on Inferno Shrines, and with the help of the Arcane Punisher, they're locking in the W on the first map of this series. GG! Well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, the players, the teams, they switched sides. We're on the second map of the series, and this time the Geilen banger playing from left to right in blue with Death Knight on Rega. Grandmaster finds himself on Murky, Tank Murky, with Cure on ETC, likely sitting on the sideline. I guess the two of them want to swap it around a little bit. Darkmok on Falstad, so Haza has given up the birdie since he himself is playing Hanzo in the second game of the series. On the right side, we got Kamelasa, Vingardio, Kamelasa. With Baby Houdini on the Haka, Herath on Greymane, Sonic on Brightwing, Bloodcool on Jaina, and Chinatown is playing Diablo. Now, this is a best of 3 series, so if the blue team is able to lock in another victory here on the second map, then they are, of course, winning the entire thing. So we have match point number 1. Seems like a couple of the teams are doing Meta Madness training here. Grandmaster was obviously always a huge fan of Murky, and he's just showcasing that again. As far as I know, in his own Twitch streams, he even has the title. So he really likes to play the frog, and that's something that will especially come handy in Meta Madness for him, because he's gonna get more than one chance to show off his Murky skills. I can already guarantee you that much. The fisheye is in. He's also the only player that ever made it happen so that on some maps his Murky was even banned out against him in competitive games because people just didn't want to deal with it. They're like, yeah, we're kind of done with that, so we might win against it, but it's just annoying, so we don't want to do that. And they just banned his Murky out, which was pretty funny. But these targeted bans are obviously happening every now and then, and it's always cool if you can force a ban on the opponent's side. The stacks are, of course, coming in for Falstad. It's all about the mercenary camps as well here. So Jaina, she has very nice mercenary clear with her abilities. You have Greymane for that, he's even better. So a lot of tools in the hands of the red team that can be used to try and get mercenary control on the map. The Haka also fantastic for a map as big as this one. And in addition to that, we also have Falstad. So each team is running a global. And Chinatown, talking about running, seems to be running it down in the mid lane a little bit. But gets the assist of Brightwing. There is still a slide and a stun, but Jaina's around. And Diablo in a bit of trouble, but he's still able to make it out. And with Greymane darting in, it could have been the end of Hanzo, but he gets away. So, pretty aggressive battle between the two teams, and interestingly enough, nobody died. So, it was a little bit close, but nobody dying here. We get the prime time slime time for Grandmaster, and the first seed is spawning with Bloodcool barely surviving down here. Oh, they really wanted him, but didn't get him. Now we have a 3-man set up to contest the first seed. And everybody is starting to make their move here. The two globals are obviously all the way up at the top lane, so Falstad and Dehaka, they can join the fight whenever they're needed here. And they might have to do that rather sooner than later. Greymane is currently attacking those little seed monsters and trying to get access. But given the position of the first seed, I'm pretty sure that eventually the blue team is just going to let this one go. And so it's like, yeah, whatever. So Cure on ETC, just riding around over here. It's a little bit wrong, by the way, to have a cow ride on a horse. I don't know why, but it is just strange. Either way, we have Cure getting targeted right off the go as he's trying to scout and maybe invade the Siege Giant camp on the red team side. Now, top side, Murky is about to lose his egg. So, yep, Baby Houdini takes that down. And now Swamkorota has to be a little bit more careful and is fully aware of that. It's kind of unfortunate for him. Not really a whole lot of stacks on the level 4 just yet, by the way. And the first seed, now that I'm talking about it, has been let go. So exactly as I highlighted a bit earlier, the position was just too bad for a big invade this early in the game. With level 7, we now got the Black Lagoon. And a bit of an attempt here by Diablo to get a good angle on ETC, but the power slide saved Cure, allowed him to retreat as the Siege Giants are doing a bit more damage down here. So yeah, game's going on, and there's a pretty sweet one at that. We have Kamelasa doing their best to try and bring this back in force game number 3. So far nobody has died in this game. There's a bit of an advantage on the objective at least for the team on the right side of the map. Next one, top side, the seeds could be attacked. Swamkorota is getting it though. Nobody's invading this at all. And he still hasn't placed his egg. So Murky needs to at some point decide where exactly one... Ah, well, there we go. Okay. Egg has been placed. And Greymane is back up on the camp. It's a little bit of a more laid-back start into the game, not as aggressive as we had it in game number 1. As already mentioned before, there was a calculated risk by Kamelasa and Kameloso, and they just, yeah, it kind of backfired for them. They couldn't really pull it off, and then they fell heavily behind, so now they're a bit less aggressive in the way that they're executing it. They're just trying to play it safe and sound, and it's working quite well. We haven't seen anybody killed yet. Each team has a seed. Nice drag on Falstad. Darkmock is able to get away. And Murky is back to business, but everybody at the top side is now starting to lose hit points. And Murky gets killed quickly. Hiraeth is really on point with that, and also trying to take the pufferfish down whenever he gets a chance. So not allowing Murky to get all of that AoE damage in. But now the next seed has spawned, and it's all the way down at the bottom of the map, which means that once again the two globals are staying topside so that they still have the flexibility to join the fight. There's a bit more pressure on Dehaka since there's a Siege Giant camp for the blue team, so he might have to stay a bit longer, but the blue team also is closer to level 10, so if they can grab their heroic abilities, they might be able to go for a snap call on the engage, and then try and lock a kill in. It's a bit unlikely that they can use the window because it's so small, but I mean, it has happened before. But as it is, they can't really utilize it. We get the meme strike in and the march of the Murlocs. Haven't seen that in a hot minute. Whenever we see Murky these days, for example, in the Meta Madness group stage, it was always Octograb and oftentimes comboed off with Phoenix to go for the laser show. Murky Octograbs and Phoenix goes brrrr, and then the target goes and dies. In this case though, we get the March of the Murlocs. Could be pretty cool also to take some of the structures down as the game continues, but on the other side we get the Ring of Frost and we get the Apocalypse. Dehaka still at the top, and Rega getting ready for another little spicy attack down here. They are going to start fighting for these seeds. So this is slowly starting to happen, as you can tell. So there's definitely a lot of things on the line here, and they want to make their plays. We have everybody gathering around and looking for a good positioning and angle. Apocalypse already out as they're trying to go for Hanzo, and that nearly paid off for them, but they couldn't get the kill. So now the party continues. Ults are still being saved in most cases. Gust had to be used a bit earlier too, but Hanzo is at least alive and can use the meme strike if they're attempting to zone them out a bit. And with a good angle, he can do a lot here. If it's gonna get to that, different question though. But here comes the engage again, and the Ancestral is immediately there to save Cure. Meme Strike also zoning them away. Cure sliding in as Baby Houdini is looking for an opening. Gets the birdie, and they get the kill. Fantastic Tong Connect from him. And that one worked perfectly for them. So job well done. And even more plays now being made around all of this. So yeah, they are looking fantastic over here. They have a... Ooh, they're even getting another kill. Hanzo down with another Ring of Frost coming out. And here comes Greymin as they're hoping for a third kill. They're hoping for the triple. They already got the seat, so it's a 2-1 lead. The camp is claimed as well. And hello, momentum. Cure is in trouble too. I don't think he's going to get out of this one. The polymorph is already in. If he gets the power slide, he can maybe delay the inevitable for a bit longer, but eventually he's going to die. So he's trying to get out, but he's obviously running into the wrong direction. There is no safety to be had on that end of the map. ETC dead, the fort destroyed, the double camp pushing aggressively through the bottom of the map. And that's 3 kills to 0 now, with a very nice advantage for Kamelasa. We have 13 on the board. Devastating charge is in. The Primal Rage. And at the bottom of the map, Murky is dealing with a double camp, which is even starting to nearly do some damage on the keep wall. So they're off to a good start. They're even invading a couple of the camps right now. They're at least trying to. They have an experience lead. They're not too far ahead yet. It's 13 versus 13 after all, so it's not like the Geilen Banger are trailing a talent. But there is an opportunity to maybe go for the next seed and then get the first objective. Yeah, Murky with a quick egg. He has a fish tank now as well. Party at the top is focusing on Cure again, but no kill just yet. But it's really about the seed now. If you get the objective at this point in time, you should at least be able to take another fort apart, and that would be a good start. So if they can do that, that would already be a win. Yeah, hits are coming. He's already sitting tight over there. They go for the next siege giant camp while they're channeling, and the blue team is letting it happen. Position is just too unfavorable. So here come the Garden Terrors. Alright, let's go. Let's see how much they can do with this. They're definitely going to be trying to take a few more structures down. 1 fort should be the absolute minimum. Murky is going to deal with the bot lane, and everybody else is focusing at the top and the middle. So they're going for a 2-pronged attack here with that attempt. ETC trying to create some space once more. Eats the bullet, eats the ring, and goes down just a second before the Ancestral hits. Even the Haka at the top has now fallen. They're following it up with a kill on Hanzo. 6 kills to 0, and that is spelling disaster for the blue team. The mid fort is going down 100%, and spoiler alert, at the top the same is going to happen. Yep. Baby Houdini is going to make sure that this one falls too. This is really nice start here for the red team. They're slapping harder than Will Smith at this point. We got 16 on the board for them, so they got the extra talent, and they're just absolutely crushing through the middle. The entire... I mean, the keep is gonna fall here. Falset is looking for an angle to make this a bit more dangerous for them, but even that backfires. And that was desperation here from Darkmork. He went full YOLO solo. Now Murky has gone down. The Haka is still up at the top, so they don't even have the 5-man here. The Murlocs are getting unleashed as he drops the ult, but as I said before, the keep is gone. So the red team is just falling back. They still have multiple camps that they can steal away here. There's no real incentive for the blue team to engage into these fights. They don't have level 16 yet, so they are likely going to wait until they have the next talent. Murky, in the meantime, cannot really contribute too much just yet. Top side, that's where we have Falster now pushing the lanes out. Has to control that with the global as best as he can and also catch them up in experience. That's why we see him in that position. But things are not too rosy for the Geilen Banger. They're definitely in real trouble. There's a very big chance that we're gonna go to game number 3 if the red team can keep up the pressure here. They've been doing such a great job with the first objective. Getting the double kill and then 2 of the forts was huge, and the keep, of course, the cherry on top of it. More camps about to be taken, but at least we have level 16. So with level 16, a bit more synergy, the toxic buildup is there, and there is a chance that the blue team is going to bring this back in an even talent fight. That has to be the goal for them. The next seed, not that much of a focus point. I mean, everybody wants to lock it in, obviously, but there's nobody can threaten another set of Garden Terrors just yet. But it looks like we are going to have that team fight after all, and Cure gets caught. Cure getting caught, he's down. Quest completed for Jaina. Now she has the ice block available as well. Even more safety for her. And it seems that eventually this seed is gonna end up in the hands of the red team. So a little bit more time before the blue team can even threaten an objective. But that was already big. And since they have a double camp now at the bottom of the map and ETC is dead, has a huge chance that they can at least drop the wall. Now we still have, of course, the March of the Murlocs, and we got HeroesLounge with a Beam Strike. So there are a few tools to zone them away and save the keep. But there's also a chance that the red team is overcoming this and just fully commits to the attack now. So we'll see if they can pull that off. Beam Strike is already in. That one didn't do as much as they were probably hoping for. Murky behind them. March of the Murlocs could be unleashed in just a second. But the red team is completely undeterred right now. Gust is back in 2 seconds and the bottom keep is taking damage. But with Murky behind them, they're just a bit weary. They don't want to run into the Murky ult on the way back. Jaina hoping maybe to get the kill here, or at least slow him down. Unleash the burst. No, instead he gets caught. Ice block not used, apparently on cooldown, but at least a solo kill on Falstad. The ring came out and they get another one as Murky falls, but the Murlocs are marching. They're not marching hard enough on the other hand, and now the damage focuses on ETC again. He gets completely put into a corner here, or at least with the back to the wall, and they're body blocking him away and take him down. 9 kills, 2-1. And they're not stopping. Murky dies again. They're so close to level 20. And with them rotating down to the bot lane, you can obviously tell that they're hoping to destroy a second keep right now. Yeah, game number 2 is looking way, way better for the red team. So they are trying to force this to game number 3. Another engage with level 20. Beautiful combo here from Diablo. Absolute textbook. Comes in, Hanzo gets caught, and that is the end of the bottom keep, and it might be the end of the game itself. With 2 keeps destroyed, both of these lanes are now pushing. Beautiful engage again by Diablo, and already going to set up the Haka. The Tong comes out, and that is all she wrote in game number 2. With only 3 defenders, they won't be able to do anything about it, especially with Greymane on the core. Rega is getting attacked, Death Knight in trouble. But the core is falling, ETC is making them dance a little bit longer, but this is game, and we are tied in this series here in Division 1 of HeroesLounge.gg as we head into the 3rd and final map. GG. Game number 3, the final map of the series. We are looking at Tomb of the Spider Queen. And on the left, so again, the teams switched sides again. On the left side, we have Chinatown on Mal'Ganis for the blue team. We got Herath on Leoric, Bloodcool on Hanzo, Londonal on Kerrigan. Not quite sure if they had to sub somebody in or if it's just a different account. If there was a problem, most of the teams obviously have some sub players that they can rely upon. The Geilen banger is the same for them. We had that in the past. Seems like one of the boys was even AFK for just a second, gets spam pinged here. But to complete the lineup on the blue team, we got Sonic on Brightwing. Over on the right side, Ultralisk is playing this one. So yes, Ultralisk in this case for Cure. We have Darkmook on Tyrael, Death Knight on Malfurion, Swamp Grotta on Jaina, and Blaze on HeroesLounge. So just in case this wasn't absolutely obvious, most of these teams, they have a couple of extra players on their roster that they can rely upon whenever there's a problem. Cure, for example, playing cross-server with the time difference and everything. If he has to jump out early, they can rely on somebody else. In this case, they're now playing with Ultralisk instead of Cure. And on the blue team, we also had one player swap out, as it seems. This is the 3rd and final map on the other hand. Kerrigan is coming in and is trying to deliver the first blood. Didn't quite work out, but the combo did. There was a bit more follow-up and a bit faster, then maybe they get that early kill. So yeah, it could be interesting for now. We have on the other side the Toot and Tried combo of Tyrael and Blaze, so the double layer of defense with the Sanctification and the Bunker, always assuming they're going for the standard talents here and don't bust out a Judgment to go for backline kills real quickly. Talking about kills, Karrigan getting killed. The Queen of Blades gets dropped. Karrigan gone. Bot lane pressure as Leo is starting to make Blaze's life a bit harder. But with the assistance from Ultralisk, who's obviously right in his element with the Maiev pick, Leo has to fall back. And Ultralisk on Maiev is just an absolute monster. He's a total beast. So whenever you go up against one of his prime heroes, you know that you're likely going to be in trouble. He is just... I mean, the guy is just crazy. Way too good. So Ultralisk on Maiev is gonna be looking to pop off as the game continues. Now we're still here in the early stages where the teams are eager to collect a few more gems and then turn them in for the first objective. Any kind of rotational play to get an additional kill is obviously great. And talking about it, the pressure is again on Leo, who nearly dies. Now Brightwing is coming in to help them out, defend that bot lane, but the pressure is real. We have a full 4-man commitment. Hazuops is maybe going a bit too deep and gets even killed, but the wall has still fallen. So given that they only lost one hero early on, that's still fine. Ultralisk! Oh my god, I really thought he'd die there. Once that we had them rotate in from the top to flank, I thought that's the end of him. But he makes it out. The wall is gone at the bottom of the map, so good prep time. But the blue team is looking to respond in kind as they are pushing their bruiser camp through the middle to take the towers down and destroy the gate as well. Jaina, she also gets caught just a little bit here. Still not fully giving up on this yet. They're trying to turn it around. And they're turning it on Mal'Ganis, and that's the end of him. And they're also safeguarding the gems that he just lost. That's 14 gems that are now gone. We're trying to even bait Karrigan in a little bit further, but she didn't quite fall for that. If she moves in for the gems, gets rooted, and then they get the rest of the team connecting with her, that could have been a second kill. But as is, we now have another 22 gems delivered. And we're looking at 46 that they turned in already, so only another 4. And we're having the first Web Weaver wave of this game on the map. So nicely done by the red team. Hazops and his boys, they're doing a great job here. Darkmog with Tyrael at the front. Given that Tyrael is being played by Darkmog, I could totally see Judgment. I mean, at some point, again, normally Sanctification is the play, no doubts about it. But it's Darkmog after all. And he's playing as the tank. He's like, okay guys, but on level 10, I just want to YOLO. I just want to go for it. And they might just allow him to do that. Hazu is able to get away. The red team turns in. It's pretty important that Blaze escapes there, because if he dies in that situation, that would just mean that with Web Weavers on the ground, they have only 4 heroes that they can use to push, and that would have made the entire defense for the blue team so much easier. So now there's a solid chance to maybe even destroy a fort, given that they have destroyed the wall at the bottom of the map already. So there needs to be some decent defense from the blue team, or they're gonna suffer some real consequences early on in the game. And here in the middle, it's already playing out exactly that way. The wall gets destroyed nearly instantly, and Mal'Ganis might be in a bit of trouble here. Chinatown is kind of getting caught. They're bringing Brightwing in to save the day, but Brightwing herself is also in trouble and could fall, and Jaina shows no mercy, takes the kill. So now they have the chance to move in with all 5 and take this fort down, maybe even go for a follow-up kill, and that's exactly what they're getting here. It's Malfurion who moonfires Karrigan's ass. That's now 4 kills to 1. The fort destroyed in the middle. Darkmog went full assassin once again and wanted to even drop Hanzo. Couldn't quite pull that off. But top side, they're getting even more damage done. At the bottom of the map, Leo, he was able to defeat the Web Weavers, but the fort has still taken damage. And while they're consolidating their efforts in the middle, the top lane is still getting pushed. Now Darkmog dies, so Tyrael went a little bit too deep here. Still looking for the Hanzo kill that he couldn't get, even with the explosion. But on the other hand, space created, you know, it was all intentional. It was all a ruse. They tried to create a little bit of space and make sure that the rest of the team could do damage topside and turn in a few more gems, and that's exactly where we are right now. Okay, so with that, we have a turn-in attempt by the blue team. They're doing their best to get a Web Weaver wave. Interrupts, not really happening too much. Okay, at least Hanzo was interrupted. They have 41 gems that they already delivered. That's not enough for the blue team to get a second. Oh, but they get the kill, don't they? Yeah, Brightwing can maybe save Mal'Ganis, but Chinatown is in real trouble and ends up dying after all. So there's again Maiev popping off the gut level 10 and they're going for the kill. Sanctification it is for Tyrael. Even Darkmook is not crazy enough to go for Judgment here. So now we have 7 kills to 2. Another play this time for Leo, who makes it out of the fight, but the pressure is on and they are not stopping. They're coming through the middle, taking down another wall. The 2 towers are gone. And whew, this is getting real tricky. I mean, they're really falling victim to that aggression of the Geilen banger. Because those boys, they're not letting off, are they? They're coming in with one hit after another. But a good arrow against Malfurion, just not good enough. Uses Tranquility right away. And they're turning the fight. And especially Maiev is just continuing to provide them with one opportunity after another here. 26,000 damage for Ultralisk. Ultra just dodging out on everything. Jaina killing Leo as the fight continues. Another tether maybe. The stun is already coming in as Svamgrotta is focusing his attention on the camps. They're trying to steal the bruisers away. Absolutely bonkers at this point. 8 kills to 2. And holy hell. Chinatown, yep, he's back in there. Leo coming in. Death Knight, no mana, gets body blocked, is trying to get away, and is moving out of the fight. Svamgrotta also on the run as Leo is still trying to slow them down so that the rest of the team can follow. But the problem is that Hirath is himself dying. Hazop with a bit more body blocking, but he gets finally killed. The Ragdoll gets kicked across half the map. And Darkmook is just halving away in their face. Oh boy, I'm calling that an aggressive and offensive hearth from him. I mean, right in front of the opponent, it's just like, yeah, I'm going back, guys. I don't care if you see. So yeah, bye-bye. That was honestly kind of funny. Like right in the middle. It didn't even bother going behind the gate or anything. It was just like, yeah, I'm going to do this right in front of you. I don't care what you're going to do. Zero respect. So Web Weavers are finally down for the blue team. We have in the middle of the map the gate falling once again. Finally a little bit of structural damage. Oh, the arrow! Oh, nearly killing Svamgrotta. That would have been awesome. They killed Kerrigan at the bottom of the map, but it would have been just glorious if Hanzo hits that arrow on Jaina and can pop her here and get the counter kill. We got level 13 for the red team. Top side. Yeah, they're trying to go for Ultralisk. That's always a bad idea. At least when they're going for a 3v1, they can take him down. So now we know what it takes to kill Ultralisk. You need 3 players against him, and then you got a chance. There's still an attempt to turn this fight again. Web Weavers in the middle and the bot lane have already been defeated. And up at the top, I don't think that fort is going to fall either. Yeah, it might get a little bit close here, as long as Harzops can... I think actually, is he gonna save it? Nope. So one fort at least gets destroyed, so good on the blue team. Sanctification used, and well, there's Darkmook dashing in and out. Death Knight again with another Tranquility that he's keeping the boys alive. It's actually kind of funny, if you're a healer, you're pretty much always feeling like a chicken farmer. You're just like trying to keep them all together. Maybe like a shepherd's dog. I'm not quite sure what the best analogy here would be, but he's just like trying to keep stay in the circle, boys, stay in the circle. Whenever I go for the Malfurion dance, stay in the circle. Everybody coming here, everybody to the middle, heals are here. And here's an entomb. Here's also nice block. Quest has been completed and Jaina saves herself, dodges another arrow from Hanzo, and Leo pays for the audacity of daring to land an entomb on her. With Blaze following up the kill on Leoric with another one on Kerrigan. They now have a lot of space and time to go for the turn-in. We need another 6 gems delivered, but boss has been pinged. So, seems like they're going to try and get it all. The boss and also the turn-in. Definitely possible here. Death timers are a little bit low, but they have a chance to pull it off, especially given the fact that they are currently in, well, very close to level 16. Kerrigan is just now coming back, so the blue team might try to delay them a bit, but honestly it shouldn't really matter too much. China is doing a decent job to slow this down a bit, and Kerrigan is on the way, but the boss is obviously about to be taken any second now. Still need to hurry things up, but yep, they're gonna get it. Turn-in has happened too, so they're going for the double whammy, the two-pronged attack. 16 is in as well. With that, we're now getting the Nature's Balance. And we are getting another kill against Mal'Ganis, don't we? They're at least trying. Chinatown has died 2 times so far. Kerrigan has suffered a lot in this game. She died 5 times. Really been crushed by them. But there's the Mal'Ganis kill. Once again, here comes the ult. Popped quite a few ults on this one. Blaze with the bunker, Malfurion also with his own ult, so hitting the ults a bit early maybe. But they're obviously doing murderous damage here. All the forts have been destroyed. The keep in the middle. Not gonna make it. Darkmok. Darkmok is just Darkmok. I mean, honestly, Darkmok is just like coming in. He's like, alright, YOLO. And then he dies to the keep. It's absolutely fantastic. They're still trying to take the keep down, but that is definitely putting a bit of a damper on their efforts. At the top, the boss is also shelling away at this one. But yeah, Darkmok, he just doesn't care. He goes deep, dies to the keep, and he's like, hello, team? Team? Where's my healer? Always blame the healer. So as it turns out, they're not getting a keep after all. With Tyrael dying this early, the keep in the middle and the top, they both survive. So the blue team doing the best they can to stay relevant in the series. I mean, again, it's the last map, right? It's a best of 3 here in Division 1 of HeroesLounge, so they are trying to somehow pull this off. Could also turn in. Death Knight is doing exactly that, safeguarding a few more of their gems. They gotta be careful because there is still a chance for the blue team to get a turn in themselves, you know, and then make a big play here. But they are flanking in, or at least they're trying to. Jaina with the slows, and here is Ultralis. Bit low as well. Death Knight has the tranquility, and it's circle time again. Join the circle, join the circle, join the circle. Sanctification, bunker. Everybody turned into a pirate and went pressing buttons, hitting ults, and now Malfurion gets caught and killed. Yeah, they dropped all of their defensive ults, and now they have to try and somehow get out of this one. Nice damage on Kerrigan, but not enough to take her down. Yeah, still not quite giving up on this though. Even without the healer, they're doing a decent job here. Nice spacing by Darkmok, really cutting the opponent off. 13 kills to 6 now in total. But the party isn't quite over yet. We're still waiting for Malf to come back to business. But here we have everybody just rotating towards the middle as the blue team is hoping to take another fort down. They already destroyed the one top side earlier with the first Web Weaver wave, of course. Now there's an opportunity to turn in for the second objective for them. But they want to do a bit more here. Well, these turn-ins, they got the gems. Someone needs to get busy. Come on, Blood Cool. Where's Hanzo? Well, he's busy killing Tyrael. So Tyrael is down. And Hanzo, I have no idea why he's not turning in, honestly. If he dies and loses those gems, that would just be a disaster. But he gets the arrow out. They're going aggressively for more kills. Nice bunker, but I'm not sure if it's going to save the day for them. Yeah, Blaze is dead, but so is Mal'Ganis. And another kill. Look at Blackpool here. Bossing it up against Ultralis. Jumping over and getting the Maiev kill. Still needs to turn in those gems. So yeah, but they gain momentum. They gain momentum and they're closing the gap in kills and experience. They're nearly on the same amount of XP that we have for the Geilen banger. Here comes the turn-in. That fort doesn't stand a chance here in the middle. But what else can they do? So there's a big opportunity for them now to maybe even pull ahead. This objective could be a massive, massive problem for the red team. And now their camp gets stolen too. Yeah, this is not getting any better. They're playing this a bit too aggressive. trying to, or not aggressive, but too greedy. They were trying to go for the camp too, and it was in plain sight of the blue team. Obviously saw that it was coming. So now the fort is already gone before the web weavers are even touching ground. Bot lane fort is going to be abandoned. We're waiting for Maiev and for Blaze, and they already have to deal with the push in the middle as Kerrigan is assisting the web weavers at the top. So all lanes under pressure here. And there's a huge chance for the blue team to pull ahead. They even have the earlier level 20. So now we got the Entomb, we got the Bullseye. And this one's gonna... Oh, the arrow missing, the Bullseye connecting. No, Death Knight getting caught. But the Sanctification saving his butt. Here comes Tranquility again. Level 20 is finally ready for them too. So now we have the Fortified Bunker. We got the Water Elemental upgrade. And Kerrigan dies. Kerrigan is dead. The keep is dropping very low on the other hand, and the top side is still pushing. Fort at the bottom of the map has already fallen, so the red team is trying to go for a kill too. They're focusing on Chinatown once again. Bye Mal'Ganis. He's not making it. 2 kills for the Geilen banger, and they banged the red team up pretty hard. Their own keep in the middle also got banged up. It actually got destroyed. They were still able to save the one at the top and at the bottom of the map on the other hand. So silver linings. They have enough gems for a turn-in, by the way. And there's also another boss up. So they could go for the 2-pronged attack once more if they wanted to. Likely what they're going to try and do here now. Yeah, the turn-in is definitely there. I mean, Mal'Ganis is dead for 30, right? You have Kerrigan out of commission for another 10. Darkmog soloing the boss. I got this! Yeah, but thankfully for him, he has good friends that are willing to help him out in a situation of need. Blue team obviously knows what's happening. I mean, you can see it on the minimap, but it's not like they're going to be able to do anything about it as long as they don't have 5 man on the map. Down here at the bottom, this web weaver is not going to do too much. In the middle of the map, we have 1 camp and also catapults going up against this one. So it's all about the top lane. You have a boss, you have the web weavers. So you really, at this point, want to end the game. And, well, they're losing Blaze immediately, so that's not good. But Kerrigan at least gets killed too, so you're fighting out of 4 versus 4. That makes things a bit more realistic. It's a pretty heavy push one way or another, especially given that the keep is nearly gone. And with that, they can make another big play here. But yeah, things are looking a little bit up for them now. And the boss is already on the core. They still would benefit from a few additional kills. And talking kills, we have 17 to 10, 27 in total, and 18 minutes into this. So Hirath, he gets hit hard and dies. The Entomb is out against Jaina. The core is losing hit points already, and the boss is still up. Good news for the Geilen banger. The German team coming in swinging, and they're locking in a victory in the best of 3 series as they decide Tomb of the Spider Queen in their favor. GG.